Hey everybody, this is Matt out here checking out the discs from this year's 2019 Trilogy Challenge. Played one a couple weeks ago and I thought since there's so many on the schedule all across the nation, you guys might be interested in how some of these brand new discs fly and what to expect. So, just give you a quick rundown on what you get in your player's pack. You get the 3 discs, one from each of the 3 Trilogy companies, a mini judge, and a nice cotton t-shirt. I'm not wearing it today, I'm wearing my Infinite disc shirt, hashtag Team Infinite. But it's very similar in nature. It's a nice lightweight cotton with the logo of each of the 3 companies on the front. So no official branding for the tournament itself, but shows off all 3 of those companies. Start with a mini. It is a mini judge. They had several colors of these. I got the blue and gray swirl. See, there's in the logo, it's got the interlocking Celtic knot with the 3 logos in each sector there with the chain interlocking all of them. And then the 3 discs that you get, there's the Latitude 64 Keystone in retro plastic. I got a 174 blue one, just the heaviest one they had. The Westside Gatekeeper in tournament plastic, really nice and durable, nice feeling plastic, 179. And the Lucid Vandal from Dynamic Discs. Now, I tried to find the most stable feeling one that I could find. I've seen people report this as being a little bit less stable than I found it, but I'll just point out something to you. Some of the colors had a little bit of a higher wing than others. The way they had them sorted at my Trilogy Challenge was by color, and there's just a little bit of flashing on the under rim. I don't know if you can see that there, but as that wears off, this will probably be a slightly less stable disc, but I found it to help the stability a little bit, which is something I was looking for. So I'll give all 3 of these some throws and show you how they fly a little bit. Okay, now that you've seen some of my throws with them, go over my thoughts and feelings on them. The Vandal, I feel like is a really nice control driver. It reminds me a little bit of a Westside Stag, but with a few differences. The rim is a little blunter. The Stag's got a very refined, pointed edge that has a very thin, flat taper on the outside. This one's got more of a rounded, blunt edge, kind of like a thief in that way, with a slightly more declining wing. Mine is also very flat. I got one of the flattest ones I could find. There were some domey ones in the run, and it's got some flashing. So I could lean into it pretty good and it would turn, but as you saw in the throws, it never turned over badly. I saw a lot of people with domier ones and lighter ones that were seeing a good bit of turn, but if you get one of the heavier ones with a really nice flat top, it's got some pretty good glide still, but it doesn't have insane, like escape or stag type glide. It's not going to get too squirrely on you like some of the lighter ones I saw. Now when I threw some harder forehands, it doesn't love a ton of torque, so it would drift a little bit on that one. You saw the one that I turned over when I snapped it really hard. It flipped up and then eventually came over. I was getting these out to in between 350 and 380 in the field. I hit 390 or so in the tournament a couple times, with one a little bit over 400 on a slight downhill hole. I like it a lot for, you know, the backhand hyzer shot where you need to flip up and ride and then get a good fade. I also liked it for hyzer flip forehands in the mid 300 range. I wouldn't want to try to throw this as hard or as far as I can, but for a Trilogy Challenge type event or just a good control driver overall, I did like it a lot. You probably noticed the one that I had dialed in the best was the Gatekeeper, and I used this one on more than half the shots total in the Trilogy Challenge. I really liked it. I parked the second hole with a really nice forced turnover backhand off the tee on about a 20-foot uphill shot that was 250, 275, something like that. I was throwing it really accurately, forehand and backhand out here. Only had one forehand overcooked a little bit, but in that 300 to 350 range, it was really, really reliable for me. You know, I will say it's not the fastest mid-range I've ever thrown. It reminds me a lot of the Yukun Yao or the Discraft Hornet. It's fairly overstable, but not that fast. But it's not like Drone or Buzz OS, Justice, any of those kind of discs that are really, really overstable. It's nothing like any of those. It's gonna go straight and then have a nice forward penetrating fade, a lot like the Yukun Yao does for me. But the one thing that was different about almost all the ones I saw, the Yaos are prone to having big domey tops, and these are really flat. If you take a look, it's not a super small diameter disc. It's just a little bit bigger than the Vandal driver, so it is in the large diameter mid category, so it's a little bigger than the Yao, but it's beadless, has a nice scooping wing, and it's only a speed 4, so it's not a big wing, but it's very scooped out to the edge, unlike a harp where it's blunt most of the way and then scooped towards the bottom. And it makes it really comfortable in the hand for a forehand or backhand grip. I was able to manipulate these on a lot of lines. Very, very useful disc. The hardest one for me to dial in was the Keystone. And I think it has to do with the fact that I'm not really used to the style of rim it has. I threw it far. You know, you saw I had some in the low 300s there when I threw it on a hyzer and let it ride up, and it doesn't really fade. It kind of reminds me of the retooled Swan 2. It's just called the Swan now, I think. Now they have the Swan 1 Reborn. But if you take a look at the rim, it slopes down here as fairly like a flat curve on the side and then a similar slope at the bottom. So it's this very symmetrical, interesting rim. Instead of declining more here like an AVR or the Swan or Magnet or something like that, it's got this very symmetrical rim. And I saw a lot of very competent players grip locking this thing a little bit, including myself on one shot. So I did find it useful. It's not a bad putting putter. Definitely point and shoot, very stable, but not overstable by any means. I don't remember what the numbers are in this guy, but for me it was about a 3-4 -1-1, maybe 0-1. I liked it a lot. cannot take a ton of power. When thrown flat, it drifted a lot right before it attempted a fade, but it's not much of a fade either way. For point and shoot spin putters, you might really like this. The retro plastic feels good. Of the three, I would consider bagging the Gatekeeper. The other two I liked, but this isn't really my style putter. It feels a little interesting to me. I don't love that. And then this one does not cover any lines that existing discs in my bag don't cover. Actually, you know, one disc that it does remind me of a little bit that I didn't think of till just now is the Infinite Disc Exodus. Very similar in a lot of ways, those two. But on Infinite Disc, the Gatekeeper is in stock right now. They have the Trilogy Challenge and the stock stamp VIPs. I think they have some Keystone as well. I'm not sure about Vandals. But if you're looking to get some of these and not playing a Trilogy Challenge, it's a great source to get them. If you are playing a Trilogy Challenge, I hope this was helpful and I hope you do really well.